humans aren't born out of laying around on their asses. We've been born out of conquering a world. We're the dominant species. We built all this. We're powerful, and we're beautiful, and we're ready to build the next level of civilization in God's plan. But you must stop bowing to those who want to make you a victim. You must become the victor. If you love God and you want to build a pro-human future, then you are an enemy of the New World Order and Satanism. They want us shut down because we have the spirit. I'm jacked into the source. I know the secret, and I want to see you empowered. But you have to believe in yourself first. This is the truth, and everyone knows it.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, I feel a little bit like the Godfather. Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. You know, I did that video called Dragon Age the Veilguard is officially over, and I thought that that was probably going to be the last video I did on it for quite some time. But today there has been a treasure trove of new information as it relates to Dragon Age the Veilguard. And I think that I'm going to span this out over a couple videos because there's just so many different things to go over. First, let's talk about Time Magazine. Yes, Time Magazine, that Time Magazine, giving Dragon Age the Veilguard their Game of the Year, their #1 spot. No, you're not reading this incorrectly. This wasn't photoshopped. This is actually an article on Time Magazine where Dragon Age the Veilguard gets the #1 spot. And we're going to read this fluff piece because I'm sitting here incredulous. And the thing is, the reason why I even know about this, because, I mean, who really pays attention to Time Magazine, is because one of the developers for BioWare that worked on Dragon Age the Veilguard retweeted this and was talking about how grateful they are that, oh, the game is getting the recognition that it deserves. Gag me. So what this tells me is that the people of BioWare are completely and totally immune from the realities of the world. They are not at all paying attention to what is going on. They're not learning the lesson that needs to be learned. You see, having a failure doesn't necessarily mean that it's the end of the world, right? You make a couple mistakes, you do some things that are wrong. You can rebound, you can learn, grow, adapt. You can overcome that challenge, unless you are so adamant that you didn't make a mistake, that you don't learn anything, that you double and triple and quadruple down, that you blame other people. It couldn't have been me. I couldn't have done anything wrong. I'm perfect as I am. But let's read this because these people need to be taught this lesson. In the same way a dog that poops on the rug needs to have their nose pushed into it, these people need to have their nose pushed into the shit that they're trying to put on other people. This is, between Elder Scrolls and Baldur's Gate 3, there's no shortage of great high fantasy RPGs to play. It's been a decade since Dragon Age Inquisition, and despite an incredible run for developer BioWare, their last decade has been last decade was marred by the canceled game Shadow Realm, the disappointing Mass Effect Andromeda, and a disastrous foray into MMOs with Anthem. There was reason to wonder if BioWare still had the sauce to return to Dragon Age. Boy, did they ever. Dragon Age the Veilguard comes out swinging, and BioWare clearly had something to prove. I'm just amazed. Just amazed at the word salad and the inability to address this honestly and openly. First, hats off to what has been one of the most advanced character creation systems ever brought to video games. So I'm just sitting here looking at this going, when I think of the character creator, I think of the top surgery scars. I think of the limitation of the butt and boob filter for women. Because, I mean, you can't have a woman actually look like a woman because it'll irritate trans women. Because, as we all know, trans women are women except for the fact that they're not. yeah, the character creator had certain things that were fine, but this is by no means a groundbreaking character creator. Not even close. There are other games that do it so much better. Monster Hunter is one example. Like there's so much characterization and customization. So, first of all, hats off. It's possible to spend hours just fine tuning the look. Oh, and by the way, we're going to be doing a video on the fact that they have released the character creator solo of the game. Yeah, that's a bit of a revelation. We're going to be talking about that. That's going to be something very, very interesting. Um, I keep getting notifications on my phone. Not to get too. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome! It's the snow. It's the snow um, removal guys. Great, because there's been so much snow up here. It's been nuts the last day or so. Anyway, getting back to it, the character creator is also fully inclusive, not only in terms of race, but oh, inclusive of race. So you could be black in Dragon Age, uh, but the fact is that you could be an elf in Dragon Age Origins. You could be a dwarf. You could be a human. But now it lets you be a Kunari, but it's the most emaciated, weird-looking Kunaris that you've ever seen. Um, so I mean, this whole thing is filled with woke propagandistic nonsense, a bunch of DEI dribble, a bunch of low-hanging, low IQ ideas that are rejected by most gamers and most people in general. This is filled with buzzwords and, just propaganda. That's what this is. Whenever you hear the words that are being arrayed in this way, oh, it's inclusive. No, it's not inclusive. It's exclusive. It's exclusive of reality and normalcy and things that gamers want. These freaks live in a cult, and everything that they do is predicated around their buzzwords. And it's their way of communicating with each other. But the words don't ever mean what they portray them to mean. The word inclusive actually means exclusive. Because they're not inclusive of you. They have disdain for you. If you're a white man and you're a Christian and you're conservative and you're straight, like you're normal, they want to exclude you from that. They want a panacea of degenerate freaks, a bunch of disgusting malformed abominations. And the thing is, when I walk into a museum, I want to see fine pieces of art. I want to see high quality, statue. I want to see the statue of David. If I go to Rome, I want to see the Sistine Chapel. Um, I don't want to see the gutter alley behind the McDonald's that's filled with a bunch of homeless people, and a bunch of garbage and a bunch of just muck and just gross mold. I don't want to walk and see an alley that's inclusive of that. I don't want to go, oh, there's the fine art and then there's the disease crap. The disease crap needs to be done away with, purged, preferably with a giant flamethrower, and then you just have the beautiful art there to stand as a testament to the ingenuity and genius and the creativity of man. But these people, they want to divide, they want to taint, they want to destroy, and I just got to tell you, I find them to be utterly repulsive. Um, Not only in terms of race, but also gender, in its inclusion of non-binary pronouns. By the way, non-binary pronouns for me, if you put that freak shit in the game, I'm not gonna buy it. It's a rule that I saw other people adopting, and I agree with it 100%. I'm not gonna pay money for you to let your freak flag fly. I'm not gonna pay money for you to do what you know that normal people and gamers want or don't want. You're going to go against what you know the gamers want because you're pandering to a bunch of mentally ill freaks on the internet. And flexibility over physical characterizations like hairstyle, or the fact that you can be a woman with a bulge. That's also a customization. So if you go through this, it's more of what you would expect. Narratively, the game takes place a decade After the events of Inquisition, by the way, they glazed the asshole of Inquisition, which was a mediocre game. Um, yeah, they go through all of the. Oh, this game is so great. Oh, it's so amazing. If there's a single word to describe Dragon Age the Veilguard that significance is placed as Time's Game of the Year, it should be fulfilling. Wow. That is a whole lot of bullshit. That is a whole lot of cope, delusion. There's nothing legitimate about this, but don't let that stop you. Don't let that stop you. What in God's creation is this list? Did y'all even play a game this year? Veilguard, my guy, really? Nah, not one good game there. LOL. I love DAV, but it was not Game of the Year. Probably not even top 10. Where is Blatro? Good choice. Well done, DAV. Deserve. Bullshit. You're a troll. I know it. There's no way. Coming from the same magazine that gave Stalin Hitler Man of the Year. That's awesome. Oh, the list is a joke. Yeah, and guess what? Yeah, people are rejecting it. This guy, Derek Wilkes, is somebody who works for Dragon Age. While I'm so extremely proud that we made it on Time's Game of the Year, that is so embarrassing. It's hard to even put into words. You're basically putting everything into this sort of like, we're critically acclaimed. But here's the deal. LOL, the quote from BioWare over this game is simply unreal. Instead of learning the important and valuable lessons from the colossal failure and disaster that was DAV, you see them clinging on to irrelevant critic reviews and parasocial mentally ill retards praising the game because it's awful in a way they identify with. Goddamn, put that on a t-shirt. That is poetry. And as if the proof in the pudding is in the eating, right? The proof of the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Right now, as we speak, live concurrent players, 9,000 people. This game is deeply, 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 deeply discounted. We're talking 30% off within a month. Within a month. You understand? This game came out a month ago, and it's already 30% off. Do you think Nintendo would do that with Tears of the Kingdom? If it were Game of the Year quality, have they done that with Baldur's Gate? I wonder what is the price of Baldur's Gate? I'm curious. Uh, Baldur's Gate 3 PS5. I'm genuinely curious. I don't know. Do they even have it here? What's going on? Baldur's Gate 3. I typed it into Amazon. What's going on? Baldur's Gate 3 game. Come on. Amazon, what are you doing? Are we having technical difficulties? Let's see. Baldur's Gate 3 PS5. Is it sold out? What? Is it not available? Am I missing something? What the fuck? Come on. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, this is a detour, and now I've gone too far, and I need to see PS5 for sale. What's the price for this game? Okay, you can buy it on the PlayStation Store, $69.99. Okay. Yeah, it's not on Amazon. I don't know why. But the reality is this game Dragon Age the Veilguard has been given the Game of the Year spot for Time magazine, and I honestly can expect it from something like Time magazine, but it's still shocking to see. It really is, because This game is such a pile of garbage. It's such a disappointment. And instead of learning the lesson, these freaks within the media just give it this glowing praise. And these people within the game development space, they never, ever, ever learn the important lesson that needs to be learned from a stunning failure. And this game is a stunning failure. And guess what? Time Magazine giving this game of the year, it's not going to increase the sales. It's not going to do anything. It'll maybe make these devs feel a little bit better about the failure that was their game. But ultimately, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, we will continue to bring you up-to-date coverage about this game and the cope from people in the gaming industry. It's embarrassing, it's pathetic, and we can have a good laugh at their expense. Anyway, have a great day, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you next time.